Hey, gum people! Justice prevailed. Thank goodness. So the little judge that, what's her name? Ryson? Well, I forgot her name. I'll get to it in a minute. Uh, so she testified trying to get this guy convicted on why she got a guy arrested for no crime, no violence, no threats, got him arrested for a misdemeanor with a possible $1,000 fine if he was convicted, and then got his bail raised to $500,000, $500,000 on a charge with a $1,000 fine. Unbelievable. I did a case. I'll try to put a link in the description to the first video, but here she is. She testified on how scared she was. Now, remember, women are taught that when you go to court, they're briefed by the defense attorneys and by Women Against Violence and all these other people throughout the system. You have to say you were scared. You have to say whatever you did is because you were fearful. Because juries believe when women get scared, because they get scared easier. I'm sorry, because they're equal, they don't get scared. But in court, if you say you're scared, then the jury will find in your favor because you're a woman. So this judge, this big judge who's going to send people to prison and stand up for the rights and not be intimidated of doing the right thing, was so intimidated by this guy, she got him thrown in jail because she ruled that he couldn't get his son out of an unsafe environment with the mom, and the mom ended up killing his son. And he was upset about it. And he never threatened one thing. So she gets on a stand. Of course, I was scared. I was afraid something bad was going to happen to me or my children. Oh, well, if a woman's scared of herself or her children, then whatever she does is always automatically accepted. She's right and the other person's wrong. Well, not in this case. So Rachel Raciano, I'm not sure how to say her name. Everybody be butchering me for messing it up. Okay, let's see. How many times is she? I mean, just over and over that she was scared and nervous. Vandenberg was initially released on a $1,000 bond and a no contact, and then he made a post on Facebook that they felt violated, so they gave him a $500,000 bond to keep him in jail, to punish him, to show him that the government was in charge. And then, of course, they offered him a deal, which he refused, which I love. And the jury found him not guilty. Man who criticized Macomb County, they didn't say Judge Racine. Judge on Facebook is found not guilty. Good job, jury. Bad, bad government. So in this report, a father who was jailed repeatedly criticizing telecommunications, the judge claimed she had been getting death threats after his post. So if I make a post and somebody sends you a death threat, you get to throw me in jail and say you were scared of me. How's that for due process? How's that for living in a free country? Unstinking believable. I'll tell you how that is. That is a red flag law. Red flags law is when anybody's concerned or scared, you go to jail and you have to prove yourself innocent. Outrageous. On 22nd, Killian Deborah Vandenberg's grandson, she believes her son. Of course, the mother believes her son's right. That holds no credibility because all mothers believe that. His lawyer said something is going to happen to the child and you need to get it away from the mom. So his lawyer was even advocating to remove the child. And Judge Racine said no. And the lawyer said there's too many red flags. And the judge said, oh, we're past this. And she left the kid and now the kid ends up dead. And of course, the judge is like, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. Nothing I do is wrong. Only you pesky tax-paying people who want the Constitution enforced. It's all your fault. Police filed a report that the kid died, showed he had previous medical conditions, and they did not believe that Killian's mother was responsible. Well, it's very hard to show child neglect and child abuse, but and especially against a mom who just lost her child. So a lot of DAs don't want to charge women that lost their children because it doesn't have jury appeal. And they know they're not going to get a conviction. So unless it's a really strong case, this is how they handle with most. There wasn't enough there for me to charge. It's a sad incident. We should just move on and let them grieve. So that's pretty much what they did. Even though there obviously was signs and there wasn't a red flag law, but there was an attorney and a father saying the kid's in danger, help me. And the judge said, no, my job is to throw you in jail later if you talk about me. So Judge Racine saw the post. She did not handle the court, responded, found a criticism, pen rest, blah, blah, blah. The investigation report also said at no time did he threaten or harm her with violence. Still, he was charged with malicious use of telecommunication services released on bond. Then he made another post. Dad back, Devin, I'm going to dig up all the skeleton in this court's closet. He just said the court. He didn't say the judge. The judge ruled that violated his conditions, and now he's back in jail on a $500,000 bond because one judge wanted to show the other judge, hey, I'll take up for you. Us judges got to stick together. We got to hold these pesky citizens together and don't let them exercise their due process rights under the Constitution. We just need to show them who's boss and who's really in charge. It's the Black Robe Gang that's in charge. He denied, the father denied a plea deal. Of course, the DA always offers a plea deal, so you'll take it, and then they can say, see, he was convicted. And that takes away all your future loss and allegations because you're convicted now because you took a plea deal. Well, this guy got a good lawyer and said, hell no, we ain't taking no plea deal. He didn't do anything wrong. Well, guess what? They took it in front of a jury, and the jury found him not guilty. Now, not guilty is different than a hung jury. Remember, a mistrial is one or two jurors say guilty and everyone else says not guilty. In this case, all jurors agreed he was not guilty. That means he's acquitted. That means the DA and the government cannot recharge him for this crime again. If only one juror would have said, I find him guilty, the DA could have refiled and said, we're going to trial again. But they can't now. So, good for the jury. I love it. And that judge, here's the video I did on the judge, gives her name, etc. And that's the title if you want to look it up. But anyway, I'm glad that they showed her who's boss. Now I hope the attorney files some suits against her, against the court, against the cops that arrested him, against the other judge that ruled against him or that raised the bail. So this judge, Sebastian Lucido, raised the jail for Judge Rancilio. Man, both their names end in O. What are the odds of that? Coincidence? Never mind. Anyway, this judge put a $500,000 bail, which is unreasonable, against the Constitution. Shouldn't have been done for a $1,000 fine. The most his bail should have been was $1,000. Because that's the most he would have had to pay if he was convicted. But anyway, so this county, these two judges, both scum in my book. In the old days, we would have called it their due tar and feathering in a county square, but we can't do that now because we're more peaceful, civilized, kind society. Maybe they just need a hug. Maybe a lot of people should do Second and First Amendment audits there and say they just want to hug these judges. Anyway, we'll end that there. Good job, jury.